Good morning. This is Patrick Malley, Chief Academic Officer for Bay City Public Schools. To launch our professional development, I want to go over the continuity of learning plan that we submitted to the ISD for approval. While I won't go into great detail here today, I assure you that the next 3 days will be spent making sure that every teacher in our district and every administrator understands the details and expectations for them moving forward. Before we get into the details of our plan, I think it's important that we review how we got here. It was just a week and a half ago, on April 2nd, that Governor Whitmer suspended in-school instruction through the remainder of the school year. As part of her executive order, she also required districts to create a continuity of learning plan that would provide remote learning experiences for all students in the state through the remainder of the year. The very next day, on Friday, April 3rd, MDE released a continuity of learning plan template that needed to be completed by all districts. On Monday, April 6th, the district called an emergency curriculum steering committee meeting to start receiving input from teachers and administrators. On Tuesday of last week, our curriculum assistants met for the first time to begin working on their common lesson plans. By Wednesday, we felt confident enough in the input we had received to start drafting the written version of our plan. On Friday, we submitted our plan to the ISD for approval after having received adequate input from all of the various stakeholder groups throughout the district. One of the statements included in our plan is that due to the limited technical capabilities, Bay City Public Schools will implement a hybrid plan that utilizes multiple alternative delivery methods to ensure all students have access to curriculum. This statement is a direct acknowledgement that we are not a one-to-one district, and many of our students, even if we could provide them a device, will have challenges connecting those devices to the internet. Therefore, all plans moving forward for Bay City Public Schools, in order to provide an equitable and accessible learning experience, must take into account these multiple alternative delivery methods. In order to adequately assist the 450 teachers throughout the district, we have brought on a team of 54 teacher leaders as curriculum assistants who are working together to create common units and lessons around specific curricular aims for each course that span multiple buildings. These curriculum assistants are teamed by grade level or content area. They are creating content for both online delivery and paper pencil packet. The lessons being created by our curriculum assistants will be linked weekly to our Staff Resource Center website. Each curriculum assistant team will host weekly check-ins with grade or content area teachers to ensure there's clarity and to receive feedback on the lessons they are creating. While not every teacher in the district will be supported by a curriculum assistant, teachers of content taught in multiple buildings around the district can be assured that the content they're providing is consistent with their colleagues. Our Staff Resource Center website is at the heart of our continuity of learning plan. Here you will find links to lesson plans, professional development, student support processes, as well as links for curriculum assistance related to their work. Clicking on the lesson plan link will bring you into the individual lesson plans that are divided by level, by subject, or by grade. Clicking into a grade or course will reveal an accordion drop-down menu where links to individual plans will be created for each subject area. To ensure the curriculum we offer during emergency closure is something that our students can maintain, we have developed a weekly schedule that accounts for 2 lessons for each subject each week. Each Monday and Wednesday, students will complete a lesson in math and science. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, students will complete lessons in English language arts and social studies. On Fridays and ongoing, electives, explorers, and specials classes will provide one direct lesson as well as one practice, project, or problem-oriented lesson that spans across the entire week. As an example, PE teachers may require students complete a fitness long as their ongoing project while also delivering a health wellness lesson to students on a Friday. When delivering these lessons, please keep in mind everything that our students and parents have on their plates right now. State-level guidance recommends that pre-K and kindergarten students spend anywhere from 20 minutes to 90 minutes in instruction every day. First and second graders spend a minimum of 40 minutes per day, and a maximum of 90 minutes. And 3rd through 5th graders spend a minimum of 60 minutes per day and a maximum of 120. At the middle school level, it is recommended that students spend between 15 minutes and 30 minutes in each class, or for a school day, a minimum of 90 minutes and a maximum of 180 minutes each day. While the recommended number of minutes do go up at the high school level, not by much. For students in grades 9 through 12, the minimum amount of time is recommended for students to spend in a single class is 20 minutes, maximum 35 minutes. For a school day, the total amount of time a high school student should spend in class is 120 minutes with a maximum of 210 minutes in a day. What should be clear by these recommended numbers is that we are going to be spending much less time engaging students in content. I think it's incredibly important for us all to acknowledge that what we're providing is not distance learning, it is not virtual learning, it is not online learning. It's remote learning to the best of our ability given the circumstances. At the center of our plan is our dependence upon teachers to provide online instruction using a uniform platform. Students and parents need to know where to go in order to have a consistent learning experience online. All lessons will be delivered through either Google Classrooms for grades 2 through 12 or Seesaw for grades K through 1. Student work will need to be submitted through one of those two platforms, and teacher feedback on all lessons must be provided back to the students through that same platform. Throughout the implementation of our continuity of learning plan, two-way communication will be crucial. If a student does not engage in your instruction, it is important that you reach out to that family in order to try to reduce barriers and re-engage the child back in learning. Due to the complexity of equity and access in a remote learning environment during a pandemic, our focus will not be on compliance or grades. With the goal of launching student learning on Monday, April 20th, let's take a look at what the rest of the week will look like for your professional development. The learning objectives for today are to familiarize yourself with the BCPS continuity of learning plan, to understand the expectations for working from home, to consider student data and privacy implications of remote learning, and to familiarize yourself with Google Classroom or Seesaw. Tomorrow we will turn our attention to our support plan. Learning objectives for Day 2 include understanding student support process outlined in our plan, to identify steps you can take if a student is not connected, to practice using the various tools we've created, communication logs, forms, etc. for tracking outreach efforts, and building your first week's lessons in Google Classroom or Seesaw. The goal of Day 3 is to tie all of this together. Learning objectives include tying up loose ends in your online course, planning for the first communication and onboarding for parents and students, establishing routines for a successful launch, and connecting and communicating with your colleagues to solve challenging issues that arise. As you navigate through our Staff Resource Center website and click through this Google Classroom, you'll see that our work providing this professional development experience is not done. Our curriculum assistants are still working on their first week's lessons. Shelley Descharme and I are still working on the professional development modules. We will continue to build it, trying to stay one day ahead of you throughout the week. If you have immediate questions or concerns, I strongly recommend reaching out to a curriculum assistant or instructional support specialist. On behalf of everyone in the Office of Teaching, Learning, and Technology, I wish you a great week of learning. On behalf of the Office of Teaching, Learning, and Technology, I wish you the best of luck this week. I hope to see some of you during our open office hours at 3 o'clock each day.